Hey guys, I'm Dr. McFarland, and in this video, we're going to answer the question, should you buy the Yamaha RSS02T? So what I have here in this bag, which is a really nice bag, so let's just go ahead and talk about this. The Yamaha Revstar comes in three different levels. There's the professional, there's a standard, and there's the element. This is the standard version, which is the middle tier, and it comes in at $849. Now, what do you get for that kind of money? Well, we're going to find out. But first of all, when the bag is not thin, nor is it like super thick, but it feels pretty sturdy, and it does have some nice shoulder straps and a very nice handle. So when you buy this guitar, do you really need to go out and run and get a different kind of case? I don't really think so. I think you'd be pretty good with this level of case right here, and it's the kind of protection that you're going to receive, okay? So we do have a nice big front pocket, which you can put like folders, papers, capos, whatever you need. And then there's a smaller pocket on the front as well, okay? So there's actually, we have some material here, and then we have some Allen keys, so you can adjust either the neck or you can adjust the saddles up and down, depending on your preference of setup, okay? So first of all, nice case, okay? Now, taking the guitar out of the case, we're gonna unzip it. We got some nice zippers going on here. Now, check this out. Whoa, yeah. This thing is pretty gorgeous, actually. So there's a few different colors of this guitar. This is the blue one, obviously. There's a black and a green. And I think like a dark burgundy type color. Kind of reddish type thing. But this thing is just gorgeous. Okay, and first of all, what I noticed, I mean, the weight is very balanced. It's not overly heavy. I think most of these guitars come in around high 7s to low 8s, almost like mid 8, like 8.5 pounds, somewhere around there. So depending on the density of the wood, okay, you can kind of hear that. Then we have this nice neck here. So this is a mahogany body and the neck. Okay, we got some nice resonance going on there. Okay, so the overall weight, you'll see, especially if you look at Sweetwater, that actually shows the different weights of the models that you can buy. You're going to see a lot of high 7s, low to mid 8s, somewhere around there. So they're not like a 9-pounder Les Paul, but they're also not a ash body Strat that's going to weigh like 6 pounds, so you're going to get that 7 to 8 pound range when you buy this guitar. Okay, so it does have a little tail piece here that you attach the ball end of your strings, and then you wind it through, and it goes to the other side. And these do not have locking tuners, but I have seen a few comments of people saying these look like Clouson tuners. And they do, because you got the cool, the head of the tuner there. But they are not open like the typical Clouson tuner. So these are actually very high ratio tuners, and they feel very smooth when you turn them and when you're in the process of tuning. So I actually need the tune real fast, but I'm actually gonna just play this acoustically so you can hear how resonant it is. Obviously, no need to change the pickups on this. So, yeah, I need the tune. I'm going to play it here in a second. Let's go over a few more features here. This has a satin neck. Okay, you can see the difference in the glossiness on the body versus the satin of the neck there. Okay, so this makes it really smooth on your hand. You're not going to get any weird starts and stops and stickiness going on when you're trying to shred, okay? The binding on the guitar looks really nice, all the way around the body and the neck. but the frets are sitting right on top of the binding. So if you ever had to replace the frets, which I don't think you will, it should be a fairly easy process for the luthier to do that. Okay. And talking about frets, these do come with stainless steel frets. Okay. This means that you can have, depending on your playing time, I know, but stainless steel frets have a very, very long lifespan. Okay. So you could be playing this guitar a few times a week in your local band, recording sessions, whatever you're doing. And I would go out and say, you would have decades of life in these frets. Okay, so you can play those D chords, those A's, those C's and G's and E's, all the different cowboy chord shapes down here for a very long time. Just strum and strum and strum, and you'll never get those little dips, the dips in the frets like you would on nickel frets. Okay, so I do need a tune, but I'm not gonna try and play right now. The headstock shape looks really nice. You do have the hard cut coming out of the nut right there, kind of like a Les Paul. But I haven't really found any tuning issues in my time with this so far. These guitars are made in Indonesia. As you can see there on the back of the headstock, we got a nice sticker there telling you where they're made. And I do like the overall look of the headstock. It's a cool shape. Okay, looking at the body, we have this double cutaway kind of look to it. And we do have a master volume and we have a master tone. But the tone can be pulled out and it is called a focus switch. And it actually de-emphasizes the treble sound and it adds in a little bit more low mids. So it's kind of like the opposite of what you would think of like a rock focus, where maybe you want more mids and more volume. But actually it gives you more into that jazz type of territory where you're rolling off the high end and kind of boosting some of the low mids. And you're just kind of warming up the tone, sometimes to a fault, depending on what your ears want to hear for any certain situation. It's not going to be great for everybody, but it is a sound. And I think when you add some light gain or overdrive to your sound, of pulling up that focus switch can give you kind of that woman tone of a la Eric Clapton, all those kind of songs. So it is a very cool sound, but it's not for everybody. I can tell you that right now. Okay. So we do have a pick guard. Obviously we have a 5-way switch. Okay. And then we got the P90s here in the body. Okay. Something special about the body itself is it is chambered in such a way to where it's giving a very nice resonance to the overall sound. And it's meant to control the overall frequency response of the guitar. Not too much highs. It's not too zingy sounding, but it's also not too dark and also not too heavy. So I think the chambering helps with the overall weight, but it also is very much a scientific way of just dialing in the overall sound and resonance of the guitar. Okay, so I hope that helps in understanding what you're getting there. And also you get a really nice rosewood fingerboard. And unlike other models or other guitars that have the big block inlays, you can see these have the really skinny inlays right here. And it just has a vibe. It looks really, really good. And for $849, wow, this is amazing. Okay, one last thing before I start playing. Look at that neck heel. Okay, there's really not a lot of other companies doing stuff like this. Okay, so what this means is you can get your hand right up in there and reach those upper frets without having like a big stubby block getting in your way trying to play that high up on the neck. Okay, so what they've done with the double cut is they've, usually you have you come up and you have like a hard line right there. This makes it very blocky in feel and in presence. But since they curved this around and kind of, made it more of a triangular type thing. Hills and valleys, if you will. They also shaped the actual neck, the neck part to follow that same radius. So, yeah, it's just super comfortable getting on up there. And then you got the, the satin neck, which just feels so smooth going up and down. So, when you play this guitar, you just get right up into that neck pocket. It just feels right. Okay, let me go ahead and plug in the guitar now. We'll do some testing on the tuning. I am plugged into my Helix floor, which everybody knows if you haven't lived under a rock that the new Line 6 Stadium and Stadium XL has been announced. It will be a release later this fall and in the winter. But yeah, these tuners just feel great. They do come stock with 10 gauge strings. So there you go. Just super smooth experience tuning the guitar. I can't say enough good things about it. Okay. It's really good. So now let's play and kind of hear the resonance of this guitar. Yeah, it sounds very even. It sounds very full, even without plugging into anything. So, all right, going here, we do have, what do we have on? We have the Line 6 Clarity, which is one of the Line 6 original amps, and it's just a very, very, very high headroom amp. No gain at all on this amp. So this is what we have. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my microphone just so you can hear the guitar without the, the acoustical properties of the room getting in the way. So what I'm going to do is play the bridge, the middle, and the neck, and then pop out the focus switch. You can hear how that changes the overall sound. And then I'll go ahead and go to the overdrive sound and do the same thing. So no mic, just hear me play for a little bit, okay? And just to reiterate, that sound is not the tone rolled down. That is just with the tone pulled out, which is called the focus switch. So it's definitely rolling off a lot of that high end. So just keep that in mind. All right, now I know what you're thinking. It's like, whoa, that is way too dark. I mean, I can't deal with that. Well, if you're like in the jazz realm or going for like a really smooth, silky solo, it could sound pretty cool. Okay, let me play a little jazz thing here, and then I'll go over and kick on the Fatality amp, which is like the high gain amp sound here. Okay. All right, switch back in. I'm going to kick it over to the Fatality stuff. Okay, here we go. Back on the bridge pickup. This does have 5 positions, by the way. The 2 and 4 positions doesn't do like it's not a single coil, like split coil type thing. It's like a phasey type something going on. But it's really cool sound. So you can always check out the Yamaha website for more details about what that 2 and 4 position is doing actually. But let's just use our ears and see how we like the sound. Okay, so back on the bridge. Okay, focus switch is on. See what I mean there? It kind of takes that woman tone and, you know, roll off the highs, boost the mids or low mids. It just kind of gives it that warm kind of thing. So, all right, microphone back off. Ooh, yeah. So I have heard from a few other YouTube commenters that the focus switch kind of also acts like a cocked wall type sound, especially with overdrive on, which I could definitely hear. So it just has a really cool sound overall. And yeah, for the clean stuff, it may not be quite your bag, but once you add some overdrive, it can be a really neat overall experience. Now here is the little tag that gets on, on the headstock when you pull it out originally. So this does have a chambered body. You can kind of see how the chambering is right there. Okay. And then we have a 5-way selector switch. And the focus switch says there's a bass and mid boost and a treble cut. You can also get more info by scanning that QR code. Maybe. All right. So, yeah, 5-way selector. I would just look at more info online and figure out what you want there. Then it does come with Elixir strings. So you're not only getting the stainless steel frets right out of the box, you are also getting very smooth Elixir strings. Okay, I think I knocked the headstock on my pedal and knocked it out of tune a little bit, but it's fine. All right, so let me know, guys, what you think down in the comments about the Yamaha Revstar. Okay, I also have a Revstar with humbuckers that I'll go over in another video, but I just wanted to show off the P90 version here. And the frets feel great. Everything's nice and smooth and set up really well out of the box. So I really doubt, that you'll need to do any adjusting at all, unless you're just really particular about, low action, high action, relief in the neck, just all the different stuff that you would want to adjust when getting a new guitar out of the box. Okay. But this is a rock machine. And for $849, if you have, you can keep your collection of nice Les Pauls and, Duesenbergs and all the stuff at home. But when you go out to the dirty, nitty-gritty bars and clubs, you might want a war axe to take with you that you wouldn't mind getting a little dirty and nitty-gritty itself. Okay? So $849, less than $1,000, gets you stainless steel frets and a really nice fit and finish for that price. So if you want to help support the channel, I do have affiliate links down below to Amazon, Sweetwater, and Zounds.com. I did get this guitar through Zounds.com, and it did ship literally the next day. Like I received it the next day after I put in the order. So very fast shipping and fast and free returns. And you do have really manageable payment options if you want to pay for this over, 3 months, 6 months, or even 12 months at a time, depending on what the item is. Okay. And you never get charged any interest as well. So just equal payments all the way through, and get this guitar for $849, pay for it over 12 months. It may be better than buying a Happy Meal at this point. So there's a lot of things you can do with your money these days, but if you want to buy a great guitar and get some really easy payment options so you don't have to pay for it all at once, then Zounds is a great place to do that. Okay, so thanks, guys, for watching. I am Dr. McFarland. Be sure to subscribe down below, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Keep rocking.